Here we go. So we are going to start by talking about graphing quadratic equations. I want you to remember that your standard form is y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. Okay, and a lot of quadratic rules refer to a, b, and c, so you got to know where they are. All right, so with graphing, now we can graph this a lot of ways. We can factor it and find our zeros and do things like that, but we're not there yet. We're going to start by talking about the axis of symmetry, which is something you need to understand about a quadratic. And that is just literally where the line of symmetry is, all right? And quadratics can open up or down. How do you know if by just looking at an equation if it opens up or down? Any ideas? The what? Who said what? Negative, right? This is positive, so it opens what? Up. If it's negative, it opens down. Okay. So to find the axis of symmetry, this is a little equation that we don't always remember. You give you x equals negative b over 2a. Okay? Negative b over 2a gives you the axis of symmetry. That is a vertical line, so that x, it's not just giving you a value, it's giving you the equation of a vertical line, right? So if we do this with number 1 over here, negative b, that's going to, so x equals negative b, which is negative 2, over 2a, 2 times 1. So that's going to be negative 2 over 2, which is 1. So your axis of symmetry is x equals 1. That is an equation of a line. It's not just a statement. Negative 1. Dang it. Yes, it's negative 1. Thank you. Sorry, I'm distracted by their talking over there. Negative 1. I'm blaming y'all. Okay. And it's negative 1. Yes, thank you. All right, we all good with that? So then, and I know there's not a lot of room on this little section right here, but so then we want to find the vertex. And we find the vertex by using the axis of symmetry. Okay, we can go ahead and, okay, thank you very much. I'm walking in circles here. Yes, ma'am. Yes, go ahead and go. The pass is right there. The axis of symmetry that we just found, we are going to sketch it in with a little dotted line. Here's my little axis of symmetry. Okay. But we need to find the actual vertex. We know the x value, we need the y value. So I'm going to take that and just substitute it in here and get y equals negative 1 squared plus 2 times negative 1 minus 5. So negative 1 squared is 1 minus 2 minus 5. And that gives me what? Negative 6. Good. So this gives me negative 6. So my axis of symmetry is negative 1, negative 6. No, I'm sorry, not my axis of symmetry, my vertex. My axis of symmetry is at x equals negative 1. That point is my vertex. Find the axis of symmetry, substitute the x back in. Now you have that ordered pair. So we can plot that ordered pair over here. Let's go ahead and plot that point, negative 1, negative 6, right there. Now, to find the points that we need using a t-table where it's, I mean, if I just made up, I can plug in any x value I want, but that doesn't mean it'd get me any part of the parabola that would actually help me graph it. So instead, what we do is we complete the table values, placing the vertex in the middle row. So there's 7 rows, so here's the middle row. And that's where we're going to write the vertex. That is negative 1, negative 6. Then I count forwards and backwards. So if I'm at negative 1, then I can go to 0, 1, 2. All right, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4. Okay. Then I'm going to show you some things on this yellow calculator that you are probably not familiar with because y'all aren't familiar very much with these calculators at all. So that we're not having to actually substitute it in and do all that computation every single time. All right. So first thing is somebody asked me the other day when you turn it on, if you need to clear the calculator, like because your settings are weird or something's weird, or you want to use it for something like the SAT and they say you have to clear your calculator, here are the buttons. It's second, so everybody clear their calculator. Second plus 7, right, 1, 2. And then it'll probably take a second on yours and then it'll say mem cleared. I'm gonna do it again. Second plus 7, right, 1, 2. And it might think for a second and then say mem cleared. Okay. All right, we good with that? Got it cleared? Second plus 7, I probably need to write that on the board somewhere. 1, 2. Let me write it over here. Something I should have left up here. Second plus 7, right, 1, 2. Yeah, don't ask me what the menus say. I have no idea. I just push the buttons. Second plus 7, right, 1, 2. I'm not even sure if the words on the things make sense. Okay. So now, even though we're going to graph this by hand, we still need to know what points to put over there. So I want you to go to y equals, it's right above the second key. And then type in that equation. Now, here's the other thing I didn't realize y'all didn't know the other day. Yes, you can do alpha and find x, but you see this button right next to x, the xt theta n, that just gives you x like that. And then x squared, there's an x squared button, so x squared. Then plus 2x, and then here's the other thing. The minus sign and the negative sign are two different buttons. We want to subtract 5. So the minus sign's over here with the add, subtract, multiply, and divide, minus 5. Here's x, you have to hit x, and then you can hit the squared right there. Or you can use the little caret top, that works too, but for square, it's just a little bit easier. Okay, everybody good with that? We got that typed in? What's the problem? No. Oh yeah. Oh, it's damaged. What did you do this thing? Just kidding. No, it probably is like this. These are old. So yeah. So right now, yeah, you're not going to be able to see much. So you're just going to have to actually let me keep it. I'm going to trade it out for you, and then just let a friend help you. Okay. Okay. All right. So here we can hit graph. Okay. Okay, yeah, great, but I still need to know what these numbers are, right? And no guessing or doing anything like that. I know exactly which values I need, and I don't want to have to do all the work for it. Look at these buttons up here where graph was. You see the blue words? And where it says calc, we want it to calculate for us. So we're going to hit second, trace. And what we want is a value. So I choose 1 for value. You see where it says x equals and it's flashing? I want x to be -4. Now the negative button, pay attention to this again. Negative is down here by enter. -4. Hit enter, it tells you what the y value is. Okay? And then we can do 3. Then we'll do the same thing for -3. Second, trace 1, -3. Go ahead and fill in the rest of your chart. Yes. All right, everybody good with the buttons as we go through these to get them all? Yes, sir. There's something wrong with his too?
No, it's just the graph is like only showing.
Oh, that's because of the window. Okay, so here's like you could either reset your calculator. Sometimes if you don't know how to fix things back, reset the calculator and go. But if I just do window, nope, I don't want window. I want zoom, and I just want zoom standard. Then it takes it right there. It just kind of puts it back to normal. Somehow your window was off. Okay. All right. Are we getting there? Are we having issues over here? Okay, got there. Okay. I know it's It's funny. We're going backwards in technology with these calculators, I know, but it is what it is. Okay. All right. So then, I lost my key here. What's the next number? This is negative, it's 3, -2, then what? -5. And then we have -5, -2, 3. Do you notice a pattern here? Yes, and this is one reason why we put this in the middle, because you see how these y values are basically these y values? It's a reflection. That's because we have an axis of symmetry. Should kind of make sense to you. So then here, if we go graph these points, I'm going to go to -4, 3, -3, -2, -1, -6. Now, I had to count those, and your grid is little teeny tiny, right? You have an axis of symmetry. You don't necessarily have to actually find the little coordinates of the other ones, like as ordered pairs. These points just reflect across that axis of symmetry, and you can find them that way. And it should look symmetric. And then you just do your best to sketch in a curve and not make it look like a V, even though it looks kind of pointy. And there's your quadratic. So again, another way to get a few good points is to get the vertex and use your zeros. I have 2 zeros where it crosses the x-axis, but these are clearly not pretty numbers. So this function doesn't factor. I'd have to use quadratic formula and my numbers would be yucky, but this is how we can get some good numbers when we need to. Okay, everybody good so far? Any questions? All right, let's look at this next one. Is this one going to open up or down? Down, okay. So we're going to do the axis of symmetry. X equals -b over 2a. What's the question? No. What's the question? Oh, that's really pretty. Okay, where did these points? What did this come from?
Like probably one.
Oh yeah, I think you were doing. I think you did -5, 0 instead of 0, -5. That's what you did. It's a nice little drawing, though. All right, so -12 over -6 is 2, right? So your axis of symmetry is 2. So I'm going to sketch in my little axis of symmetry here. And even this one, I don't have to necessarily calculate by hand. Type that into the calculator. You can also use the table, that's fine, but I want you to know how to use value, because sometimes you only need 1 value or 2 values. And sometimes that makes more sense to you than the table does. It kind of depends on how much you've actually used this calculator and how much it makes sense to you. So I want you to see a couple of different things. But when you go to y equals, just hit clear and it'll clear it out and you can start over. And again, pay attention to the fact that this is -3x squared plus 12x minus 4. And if you look at it, I know it's a very slight difference, but you can tell that the negative sign and the minus sign actually look different. The minus sign's a little bit longer and it's kind of in the middle, where the negative sign is a little shorter and kind of higher up. But so when you're here at 2, I do 3, 4, 5, and 1, 0, -1. Do you even need to actually type in and find every single one of these? No, you can find these, and then that tells you these, right? Too many papers in here. Find these points. This is not hard. Sit up and do it. Once I get these three, then I can just, then I know these, right? 5, -4, -19, if you set your chart up right. Then graph it. Not -1, -19, clearly you cannot put on there. And this is not an art class. It's okay if it looks a little wonky as long as your points are right. Yes, go ahead. So this one is longer and skinnier than the other one. Remember with our transformations, that number out in front, that was our vertical stretch. So since this leading coefficient is a 3, that's going to make it longer and skinnier there. Okay. How are we doing on this one, Lauren?
I'm not done yet.
It's okay. Okay, I'm sorry. No pressure. How are we doing? You got it figured out? Yes. Everybody else doing okay? All right, let's talk about number 3 real quick, and then I'm going to have you do it. We have to do -b over 2a, right? This only has an a and a c. So another way to write that, which you don't necessarily have to, but it's x squared plus 0x minus 7. Okay, so if there's just not a term there, that letter is 0 because basically that's what's happening. You'll never see it written that way. But go ahead and find your vertex, do all your stuff, get it graphed. Let me know if you get stuck along the way. Come around and see what you got. You don't even have yours open to the graph. Don't be, what do you have on the back? Just your name? Don't start listing a bunch of stuff again like you've been doing because we're gonna use that part. Like I knew exactly what he was doing. Okay. What is your axis of symmetry? You have to have those written out like that's part of your answer. Axis of symmetry, what is it? What do we get when 0's on the top? Okay, 0. I was like, what do you mean okay? Yeah, good job. Okay, 0. So x equals 0. That is your axis of symmetry. Graph it, sketch it in, get your points. Are we good with the button pushing?
Or would I add the?
You don't have to. Yeah, I don't have to. I just wrote that out so you could see B. You don't have to. All right, something like that. Do it. Plot the points. All right. Does anybody have any questions at all? If you're still graphing, that's fine, as long as we know what we're doing and how to find it. We good? Okay. So that's it for today. I'm going to go click a button, and your assignment is in Delta Math. Get it done. It should go quickly.